I am back with more condom myths versus facts, things that you guys and gals need to know about. Guys, I'm Dr. Jen Caudle, or gals, I'm Dr. Jen Caudle. It's good to see you. We're actually going to jump right in. This is a follow-up to some of the other condom videos I've done, talking about how to put on a condom, also other myths and things you should know about condoms, etc. I'm also going to sort of clarify a statement I made in a prior video that I want to make sure that you take in accurately. So I want to do that too. Let's start with one of the biggest myths is that new unopened condoms have holes. This is actually something, if you Google, there are places in the world where this is believed. In the United States, which is where I practice, condoms and dental dams sold for STD protection are regulated by the Food and Drug Administration as medical devices. And so what that means is that manufacturing standards really require that each condom gets tested for holes or weak spots before it's sold. So no, there should be and generally are not holes in condoms. So there's quality control, okay? Modern condoms are reliable, okay? And interestingly enough, by the way, most of the failures with condoms actually comes down to how the user is using the condom. Maybe we're making mistakes with the condom, we're using it past its expiration date, stuff like that. All right, next myth is there is HIV in condoms. No, there is not. I sort of explained the manufacturing and the quality control process that happens in the United States when it comes to condoms and condom manufacturing. Nope. The next one, condoms cause cancer. Have you heard of that one? This one, no, they do not. But I think this is interesting because condoms may lower the risk of contracting HPV, human papillomavirus, which we know is a virus that can potentially cause different types of cancers. So in that sense, the opposite may be true in that condoms may lower cancers, but condoms do not cause cancers. Let's talk about something that a lot of people say, which is that condoms, wearing a condom makes sex have no pleasure. And this is something that many people say. One thing that I think is really important to keep in mind, and by the way, there's lots of different types of condoms, like work with it. You and your partner should be working with this till you find like the right condoms for you. But let me tell you about peace of mind, okay? Because when you have peace of mind that you're not going to get pregnant or an STD because you're wearing a condom, man, that peace of mind creates so much joy and often facilitates intimacy. In other words, feeling so good and confident sometimes makes everything more pleasurable. So no, condoms do not necessarily make sex less pleasurable. And remember, there are different options. You just got to find what works for you and your partner. This next one, I kind of forgot that sometimes people think this. So it's a myth, that you can wash condoms. No, you cannot. No, do not wash condoms. Don't put detergent, don't wash them out, don't reuse them. Do not, no. They are meant to be discarded after single use. Okay, that's really, 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 really important. And speaking of that single use, you should use a new condom with each sex act. That includes oral, vaginal, anal. Okay, do not reuse condoms. Do not wash condoms as well. And then something else along, use of condoms, let's also remind ourselves that you don't and shouldn't use 2 condoms at a time. It may seem like, oh my gosh, this is going to make us more protected. Actually, it can make failure more likely in some situations, as well as present other problems. So no, you don't want to use 2 condoms at a time, although theoretically maybe it seems like a good idea. It's not, okay? Now I want to clear up something that I said in one of my prior videos that I want to just make sure is clear, because I don't think I was as clear as I should have been in the other video, and that is when we talk about lube, okay? There is a myth that any lubrication is fine, and that is not the case, all right? Oil-based products, Vaseline, petroleum jelly, baby oil, lotions, olive oil, massage oils, things like that, those should not be used with latex condoms. And that's what I say in the other video. I say they shouldn't be used with condoms. Specifically, they really shouldn't be used with latex condoms because those oils can break down latex and make the condom fail. So with latex, you want to stick to water-based lubricants. Oh, and by the way, there are a lot of people who don't know this, right? So your partner may not know it, but you know this now. Now, the exception to that is if you are using either a polyurethane or synthetic condom, okay? Those actually are compatible with both oil and water-based lube. So that's something I didn't clarify specifically in my last video. I really just advocated for going with the water-based lube, which, by the way, you can't go wrong because no matter what condom you have, you're going to be fine. But just know that the oil-based lubes really are they are problematic for latex-based condoms, okay? So keep that in mind. Let's also just review, let's talk about lambskin condoms. Let's just review that for a little bit. It's like a big myth, and this is something that's been floating around forever. Big myth is that natural or lambskin condoms protect you against STDs and HIV. Well, they do not, all right? So this is why we don't recommend them. I don't recommend them. The thing about the lambskin condoms is that they're made from part of a lamb's intestine, like literally lambskin. And that material, like the lamb's intestine, like naturally has tiny pores, sometimes like 1,500 nanometers or so across. Seems like it's small, but the thing about it is HIV is smaller than that. Hepatitis B virus is smaller than that. So point being is, while these pores, these openings are small, you may think, oh my God, it's not a big deal. Yeah, those pores will block sperm. But things like HIV, hepatitis B, and herpes can pass right through. In other words, maybe they work a bit for pregnancy, but they're not going to work for STD protection, which is why for STD and HIV protection, you want to use latex and synthetic, never lambskin condoms. And that's really important. So a lot of people don't believe that as well. You know, if you just get into the habit of using those types, latex or synthetic, all the time, then it's not something that you have to think about, okay? The next thing I just want to reiterate, guys and gals, is the importance of using and putting on a condom correctly. Condoms need to only be put on erect penises. So flaccid penises, that's not where you want to, or how you want to put a condom on. There's kind of an instruction to this. I have a whole video on how to put on a condom, but that really is going to affect how effective that condom is in terms of pregnancy, etc., right? So if you're not using the condom effectively, it's going to lower the chances that you're as protected as possible. So in other words, you want to use condoms properly. Read the instructions. Follow the instructions, okay? Also, just as a reminder, which is something I say in the how to wear a condom video, is just make sure there's space at the tip of the condom as well. You need a little bit of space there. I go into it more in that video, but suffice it to say, I hope that going through these myths and truths is very helpful for you. Please spread the word, because there's a lot of people who believe things about condoms that are not true, and it might actually be impeding their health and safety. I'm Dr. Jen Caudle, practicing family physician, on-air health expert, and video creator. I do daily videos on literally all sorts of things. Please subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Please follow me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, all the things. Subscribe to my free health newsletter at drjencaudle.com. All right, guys and gals.